Santos here with Real Estate Revealed. Today we're going to be talking about home staging, and I'm so excited to be sitting here with the owners of Blue Lily Home Staging and Design.
Good morning, I'm Amanda Spiros.
Nadia Shaban-Zapero.
And I'm Nadia Carlin.
We are going to be talking about how you can effectively sell your home quicker with the benefits of staging. I do have some stats here from the National Association of Realtors I'd like to share with everyone. So the National Association of Realtors in 2017 states that for every $100 that you invest in staging, the potential return is up to $400. A staged home will sell for 17% more than the average home. And 95% of staged homes sell in 11 days or less. That is huge for the competition in the Erie market here. I know that you girls have some stats here that you'd like to share on the Erie market, and we can go through all of those.
Yeah, we definitely have found that staging is beneficial for homes, especially in the Erie market. It seems like right now there's a lot of houses for sale, and we want to make sure that they sell, they look well, and they have good competition.
Absolutely.
So basically, for the average home in Erie sells for around $130,000, $150,000, and we found that in those carrying costs that those people are having month after month, if they put some investment in staging, they can potentially sell that house faster.
Okay, so in my market, so we are up to 120 days average market time. It's obviously going to change depending on the price point and the competition in the market. So if you're in the city of Erie, the days will go up because you have so many more competition
Right.
competing homes.
Sure.
Exactly.
I think the last time I looked on the multi-listing system, there were about 500 active listings in the city. So to bring that marketing time down would be huge for those homes. So 120 potentially all the way down to 11 according to the National Association of Realtors.
Right.
And
Right.
at that price point, at a $130,000 house, which is the most average listing price, the carrying costs alone are about $1,500 a month. So when you include taxes, your potential mortgage, all that money is being continued to be spent for those 3 months while it's sitting.
Right.
So,
And depending on people's situations, so if you are moving before you sell, and then to carry those costs for 3 to 6 months,
Then you have
longer.
your current house and your
Right, you're
old
buying
house.
your new property, investing money in what you need to do in your new house, plus carrying all the expenses from your old house. So having you guys come in and stage and potentially bringing that marketing time down so drastically would be a huge benefit for those homeowners.
And what we're really trying to do is get the agents to get us to talk to the sellers before they list the home. Because the best way to get your home looking great is before it even goes online, and get those pictures, get it staged, get it looking amazing. It's hard when you go into a home that has been listed, let's say, for even a couple of months. Everyone has already seen those old photographs online, and it's best to get it done before it's even listed.
I totally agree with that because it's so difficult. All of these websites syndicate from our multi-listing system. So it's so difficult to go backwards
Right.
and get
Right.
all the old data
Right.
Yeah.
erased
and
Well,
relist.
to have the new
Everyone
data.
now is generally shopping online before they even, I mean,
Walk into a
like on a
home.
normal day today, if I was buying a home, I would have already done my research, gone online, looked at pictures of homes and which ones that I would be going to those open houses, right? So
Yes.
you're already planning your weekend out. So if I pull up a home online and the pictures are horrendous or not appealing, I'm not going to go to that
skip
open
it.
house. So
Right.
you skip it.
You're not going to
So
save or heart that
immediately,
little-
yeah, so it is so important to be able to highlight your home already online so that you can get the most foot traffic
Right.
at your open house.
Yeah,
So
and that's right. That's what I'm explaining to the sellers when I'm sitting down with them immediately, because before computers and the internet was so popular, and now we're doing all we can to
Right.
highlight what you see online. People used to just schedule for the house.
right.
But now I'm telling sellers, our hits online are our schedulings.
Right, exactly.
So
yeah.
if they're not coming through, they're not liking something before they even come into the home, and they're discarding that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is so important to go in and have everything done, to take the time. Some people
Sure.
are like, hey, come on, I got to get this on the market right now. But, you know, sit back, take a week or two, gather your data, get the right price, have a stager come in and see if
Freshen
that
up.
works for you, what you can do, and
Right.
then put it on the market when you have.
And that's what we do. We come in, we find out the goals of the homeowner, find out the price point, you know, they're looking for, trying to get for their house, and we're going to go in and highlight the best features of the house and make it appeal to the most potential buyers.
Right. So can we kind of go into what exactly that you guys do? I know that you'll make the appointment, go in, but let's talk about like the rooms that you like to highlight. What's most important when people are looking?
You want
Go
to?
ahead.
So we found that generally when people go, there's three main rooms that are always the ones that like people are, you know, have the most concerns about or really want to know, you know, and about, and that's generally like a master bedroom, living room, dining. So our packages generally start at that we want to highlight those three rooms, and then we kind of add on as we go along, depending on what else we feel, you know, could potentially, you know, be highlighted in your home. So and so what we do is we go in, we have our own inventory, furnitures and accessories and all of that. But as we said before, first the initial consultation kind of breaks down, you know, everything that needs to be done in your home to better market it, right?
Right.
So we do that part first, and then once we're hired and we go in there, the whole setup is just, again, highlighting those rooms with furnishing, if it's vacant, with furnishing and accessories, and just to make it more homey and appealing to, you know, all the buyers. If it's occupied, you know, then we come in there and we see what we can use, whether it's stuff in your house or, you know, things that we can bring in potentially. If you have an old couch that the dog and the kids have already like put
Right.
through trauma, we're not going to use that for
Right.
you know, to highlight your home. So.
Right, and when you're selling, you may not want to buy new furniture for that home because it may not fit in your
Right.
new property.
Right.
Exactly.
Which is awesome that you guys
So they
have.
can
great
rent it
fit.
from us. And
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's very
Exactly.
specific to the home. As Nadia said, we'll go in and we'll do completely vacant stages, or we'll go in and just help. If they're living there, it's a little trickier for them to be able, like you said, to buy a new
Yeah.
couch, or, you know, nobody wants to do that because they want to know what their new space is going to look like first. So it's very specific to each project, but we're there
Yeah.
to help the homeowner every step.
And that's awesome because I feel like a lot of homeowners need that guidance and that advice because it's hard for them to look at their own home as if they were purchasing it.
Yeah.
Right.
See it
They
in a
Yeah.
kind
different
of
They
light.
see all
past.
the emotional connections and, you know, their whole past from living there, but they need
Yes.
to let other people come in and see themselves living there. And
Yeah.
that's the main goal for us, is to just depersonalize the house,
Mm-hmm.
declutter it, just make it appeal to hundreds of people.
Right.
So.
And that's another thing that I generally preach when I go in to list a home is, you know, you're going to be moving. That's your end goal. So go
Right.
ahead and pack these things already and
Right.
Yeah.
stack them up in the garage
Exactly.
and get them out. And because I do think that less is more definitely with
It's
the
hard for
space looks
people to
bigger.
let go, right, of their space, right? I
is.
mean, the moving process is so emotional, and we've all been through it, so we kind of understand.
Yeah.
Because you're selling your home, but you have your memories and, you know,
Yeah.
all the good times, bad times, and the kids, or, you know, whatever. And once you start selling it, you're kind of thinking like you want to highlight what you loved about the house, right?
Right.
Right.
But
how you made it.
that's not going to always, you know, come across to the next buyer. They may come into your home and not love your style. They may have a totally different style. You may be traditional and they're more contemporary. And so what we do is try to bring it, you know, bring all those points in so that multiple people with different styles can come into your home and envision themselves. It's all about the person
Right.
trying to envision themselves into your
Space
home,
and make it
you
feel
know, into
welcoming.
their house, because you're moving, they're coming in, and they need to try to be able to like see themselves in your house. So, and that's what's going to sell, right? So,
It's so important. It's so important. I mean, there
Yeah.
have been so many times where a buyer goes into the house and it's not staged or it's not freshly painted, and they just think like, oh, that was the red carpet house.
Yeah,
And it becomes the
exactly.
focus.
And it
Yeah.
becomes the
The
red
focus.
carpet house, and they
Right.
just can't get
the
past
purple
it.
room,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
you know. So.
Yeah.
What we do is
exactly.
go in through our staging and providing the furnishings, and we go in and actually create a new perceived value on that
Right.
listing.
Right.
An increase in perceived value on that listing that's been there to highlight what's most important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And besides just the furnishings, you ladies also offer other services that I think people need to know about as well.
Yeah, we can go in and help pack up. We can help declutter everything. And also what we can do is when we recommend painting or carpet shampooing or floors need refinished, we have
House
a list
cleaning.
of vendors that we can subcontract out and get get everything lined up for the homeowner. So we're kind of the liaison between all of those companies, and we can just get it all done for them.
Yeah, and that's really awesome because I know on my end, showing the homes, when I take a buyer through, even cleanliness
Yes.
is so important.
Very
Oh, it's very
to
important.
people. And
Yeah.
I hear a lot like, hey, we still have to live here. And I
Right.
understand that.
Yeah.
It's hard when you have
Right.
children. It's just constant.
Yes,
But we
it
want to
is
help
constant.
the house spend less time on the market, so they're not having to do showing after
Right.
showing.
Right.
So it only helps everyone
Right.
in the
So
long
if
run.
you can sell in that 11 days that NAR, National Association of Realtors, projects,
Yes.
then that is less showings,
Right.
less time, and less
Having
of
to
the
make your
cleaning
house-
up
yeah.
and things that you
Make
have
your
to
house
do.
Right.
perfect for weeks and weeks.
Because I know that I've been there as well, as long as you all
We
have
all
as well. And the getting ready to show a property,
Yeah.
getting your kids in the car, getting
Right.
the animals in the car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a big to do.
Yeah.
I
Sure
mean,
is.
when I'm prepping people to put their houses on the market, I'm like, this is going to be, kind of like your part-time job where you have to get up in the morning and get your beds made and
Right.
get everything
Right.
done before you're at the door because you never know when an agent's going to call.
Say, I have someone that wants to look.
Right,
today.
and you don't, I understand that every showing is not going to work, but you don't want to decline a lot of showings.
Right.
Because
Right.
I think
They're all
that you can get
potential.
skipped.
Yeah.
Well,
You
and
can
it's
get
all
skipped.
about also getting your family, if you're in that situation where you do have, you have children and you have the dog, and it's about making sure that everyone so in the family understands what's going on, right? So
Right.
that you, like you said, it's like, hey, you still have to go to school, but make your
Yes.
bed so that that's one less thing that I'm going to have to do to get the house ready, But
Absolutely.
because you never know, it could be a call right after drop-offs, and now you got to scramble to like get that house ready for the showing. But it's just understanding that that's the process that you're going through, however long it's going to take, for you
We're
to
gonna
sell
have
your
shorten it.
home. So it is a lot of work, but the work that you put in initially
Ahead of time.
ahead of time is
gonna
so
pay off.
crucial, and it will completely pay off because the
Right.
end goal is about selling your home as fast as possible
And for as
more
much as
money,
you can,
as much as you can. So why would you not do the work? And that's been like our biggest pet peeve of just like going into homes where people are not putting in that time initially, So
And then wondering why it sits for months
Yeah.
and months, or lowering the price instead
Right.
of investing on the staging. They, after 6 or 8 weeks, we see the price being lowered.
And staging, as you've seen in the statistics, it pays off. So it's that initial investment to make it sell faster and sell for more, rather than taking these price decreases because it's been sitting for 3 months.
right.
Right,
Which I'm
yeah,
sure
and
you
that's
see.
a lot. Yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of the time when it gets stale online, and you can look at the graphs
Right.
going down and down and down each
Exactly.
month,
Sure.
people are not going into the detail views. They're not saving it to their favorites.
Right.
So to get that increased again,
Right.
a price improvement is the
And we've
the
even
things
been
that
recommending to some home sellers and their agents, let's take it off the market, let's get it freshened up, let's get those photos online
Restart.
and relist it, and
Yeah.
let's see what kind of traffic we get now.
Right.
Because I think after a home is sitting, we all know it. It's going further and further down the list. So
Yeah,
that's
and
also another option once it's been sitting for a while.
And that's where those pictures, with that, the reason why we're doing that is because everyone is shopping online first. So we want to kind of like refresh it because people forget sometimes, right? I mean, initially they could have seen your house and, we're like, oh,
Yeah.
completely turned off. and then all of a sudden you have fresh new pictures on there, and they're like, oh, I didn't see this house before, you
Right,
know.
they might
So
not even
and now
recognize
they're
it.
Second
gonna
glance.
still
Yeah.
come through again to the next open house to see what this is all about. So that's why it's so important, like the pictures that you put on there, you know. So
Oh,
it's,
absolutely.
I mean, you've known, right? I'm sure
Yeah.
you get to. I mean, I think for us, it's sort of where you're from as the agent. You know, it's always like a line that you don't want to cross with the homeowners, or you know, things that you can and cannot say. Whereas we sort of provide that service that we can come in and kind of be, whether we're the bad guys or good guys, we're kind of playing each other, and sort of, I mean, we've been telling agents, we're like, it's the partnership, right?
Right.
In trying to help these homeowners.
We all
and
have the same
able to be able
angle,
to sell
so.
their, yeah.
We do. All three, yes, agents, you as
good
the
for everyone.
stagers, the
Everyone,
seller
it's a win-win
themselves.
for
The
all.
buyer, because then the buyer
Yeah.
doesn't have to come in and do as much if the house is,
Absolutely.
so it's kind of,
Which I see a lot of. I don't have a lot of clients that are really into the renovating. I have more clients
Yeah.
that are, find me something that's move
move in ready,
Mhm.
right?
because I don't have a lot of time. I'm working all the
Sure.
time. My kids
Yeah.
keep me busy.
Not everybody wants a fixer-upper. I
No.
mean, as
No.
exciting as it is
No.
to watch Joanna and
Yeah.
Chip, like, not everybody has
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
time or
Yes.
the resources and energy to do it. So that's why we're going to
Absolutely.
make it look the best that it could possibly look.
Yeah,
And that's
also
another
our
part of
furnishing.
our service that we provide as well. Like you said, now it's like everyone, right? Because they've been watching these shows or whatever. So they are like, turnkey, I want to just come in and just move in right away. And some of the stages and things that we have for our inventory is so that, if you do have that buyer who is just looking for a house that's already ready, they can potentially
furnished.
come in and furnish, and they love it and they want, so we provide that too. Our stuff is, we can sell everything that we
rooms.
put into
Okay.
into these houses. So, when you're talking to your
That's awesome.
potential buyers,
Yeah.
to let them know that is another service that we provide, that they can now find a home and be like, oh my God, I'm ready to. And then we can come
Leave
back
the
in
furniture.
and fill the rest of the house too,
Right.
because that's another service we provide. So, we're there
That's
for,
amazing.
The moving
You
is
know,
so
the-
stressful enough
Yeah.
in itself, so
is.
then we can just simplify it on the seller's end and the buyer's end.
Yeah. It's the world that we live in now, and especially also taking the stress away when people are moving. I mean, we're seeing a lot of people moving here from other places, and they may not know the different neighborhoods or,
Where to get the best deals,
you
where
know,
to shop.
yeah, and your partner may be starting a new job, so you don't have time to do a lot of the research or, and then it's like you just left the home that you loved before in the city
Right.
that you were living in, and now you're in a new city and it's like all stressful, and then now you have to think about furnishing
Yes.
and decorating the place,
Yeah,
and
so
it's-
if you
Yeah.
could just move into something that was turnkey and ready,
Yeah,
even furnished
absolutely.
possibly,
Right.
Partially
you
furnished.
can focus on, meeting
other things, yeah.
Yes.
Meeting the new buyers and getting, yeah.
Right, and meeting new people in the community and getting
Exactly.
your kids situated for school and friends
Right.
and
It takes a
Exactly.
long time
Focus
to
on
get a
that.
house. I know,
does
we've all been through it. You have these ideas, you're gonna get all this stuff knocked out as soon as you move in. It just
Yeah.
takes
No,
so long.
it's
It's interesting. It's always interesting because when we start talking to people, it's like what we do. A lot of people get bogged down on like, oh, it's just staging, it's just furniture and accessories. And we're like, no, it's so
Yeah.
much more than that. Because
Right.
as we just talked, whether it's all the different services that we provide, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also everything else that you're going to get out of it, So,
So I do think that a lot of people in this market are going to think that it's too expensive, or they might not be able to afford it. So if we
Right.
could just touch a tidbit on the pricing, just to give people a general idea. I know
Yeah.
that it's going to be specific to the
Super specific,
project,
right.
Right.
Exactly.
but just so if someone is watching the video and they're like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Let's get these
Where do I
girls
sign
in
up?
this house.
Right.
Absolutely, we need help. What they can kind of expect
Yeah.
depending on what their goal is.
Well, at the end of the day, like all the associations out there say staging is free. Obviously, it's not free as we come in and we do it for free, but you are going to get the return on that investment no matter how much it costs.
Yeah.
We're finding in this market especially that we're pretty much charging 1% of the listing price of the home. So if we go into the average home of $150,000, probably around a $1,500 job for the 3 rooms that we typically stage with also some extra things like we freshen up the kitchen and the bathroom, and maybe the foyer needs an entryway table or something like that. So that's typically what we're finding as a reasonable price for the
And that's
Erie
for 3
area.
months.
Right.
So,
It's a
yeah.
3-month rental. So when we go in and we furnish it from the date of installation, you have 3 months. If the house sells before that, great for everyone, but our price
Yeah.
doesn't go down.
And that's for a vacant
That's a
stage. So
standard,
that is
okay.
a lot
Yeah.
of furnishings. We're going to make it look as homey and as inviting and well furnished as possible for that particular listing. So we also, as we said, do the occupied staging, which we would have to go in and obviously do a consult
Right.
because it's a totally different ballgame when
Right.
it's not an empty space.
Right, those people
Yeah.
might need a couple more
Yeah.
editing.
Right.
And we go in, we meet with the homeowners, and it's a $150 consultation fee.
Okay.
And do a walk and talk through the whole home could take up to 2 hours, depending on the size of the
Right.
property. And just give them a whole list of what we feel needs done, and then we go from there. Whether they just want an open house spruce up, which we could do come Saturday before, get it ready for open house. It would just depend on the size of the home.
So I
And-
feel like it's very attainable for all different price points.
Yeah, and
Yes.
we're very accommodating for all the
Okay.
different buyer or sellers out there and their budget, and we're willing to work with them. We might be working with an agent where we'll get paid on contingent of the sale of the home. So it really just every project is
Okay.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't we move to another room in this awesome house? It's so pretty. I want everyone to see another amazing view here.
Everybody good with their coffee?
Yeah. A refill.
All right.
Get cozy by the fire.
I know.
Okay, we can all fit, right?
Yeah.
I hope.
So we got it. So I thought we would talk about some of the colors and some of the furniture pieces that you chose for this room. It is so beautiful and bright, and you have a lot of amazing artwork. I'm not sure what exactly they can see in the room, but even the picture on the wall here is so pretty.
Thank you.
So, one of the points that we kind of always bring on too is when staging certain rooms, less is more. So in this room, if it was just empty, you can come in and be like, okay, this is a nice size room, but not every buyer is going to be able to like envision what they can do with certain room, right?
Right.
So it could be because of the layout, they don't know what couch could fit, and people think about these things as they walk through the home. So you can hear them making certain comments, about like, oh, is our, sectional going to fit into this, and they
all
don't
the
know,
time.
right?
All
So
the
not
time.
everyone is bringing a tape measure and measuring
I have
and
people
making
that
sure.
space out their furniture.
Yeah.
when they're
Right.
looking
And
at
some
the
people
house.
do, yeah.
there because my couch wasn't
Or
going to work in
especially a
that
bed,
house.
a bed. Like, is it a queen or is it a king?
Right.
What's going to
Yeah.
fit in that master?
Yeah.
And they're so attached to their furniture sometimes that they may not even buy a house because their sofa
Their
is not going to
existing
fit,
stuff,
right?
yeah.
Right.
So, so it's kind of nice to show, what you can do with like bookshelves. You don't have to fill it all up to make it. We get it. It's bookshelves. You can put some books. You can put some accessories. But I think sometimes, I guess, this is what we like to kind of highlight, by just adding a few accessories just to make it more pretty.
And there's
Yeah.
not a lot
Yeah.
of family pictures. It's just something where it's not super personalized, so people can see themselves there
Yes.
more easily.
Yeah, so depersonalizing is an important thing, even on my end. I mean, I never mind
Yes.
if people have a couple
Right,
family
family
photos
photos.
up,
Yeah.
because I do completely understand that people are still
Sure.
living in their
Right.
home
Right.
and they
Right.
don't want to take those down sometimes beforehand. But this room has none, so this is an amazing example of what you can put the photos in another room, so people can come in here and kind of see themselves
Right.
living
Exactly.
here a little bit easier.
Right.
Yeah.
And you mentioned color too, and this is where another example of the colors that you pick, kind of are important because this is a transitional color, so it can, as you can see, the different types of furnitures that you can put in there, whether it was contemporary, traditional, it's all going to fit. So that's another thing that we do as well in, advising, homeowners to say, if you're going to paint the room,
do more
different
neutral.
colors. We have a list
Right.
of colors that appeal to, all buyers, and can, sort of highlight different styles versus just, that
Locking yourself in.
purple or green room that,
Right, right.
It's
And
gonna
it's
clash
sometimes
with a lot of-
easier to have it already done. Well, it's always easier to have it done. Because, quite
Yeah.
frankly,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
nicer to be able to just move your furniture and not worry
Sure.
about it
Exactly.
when you are moving.
Yeah,
So-
it's amazing how just like a fresh coat of paint, how far that goes.
Right.
You know,
Oh my gosh, it is amazing.
We've just did a project where we recommended painting, and once the room was already like the rooms were painted, it already revived their home so much more, than before even we
Sure
like
does.
put furniture in it. So it's so people need to like keep that in mind when they're thinking about how, when they're trying to get their home ready. So
It's a fairly inexpensive update that goes a long way.
yes.
Oh yeah, I stay close to a lot of my clients, and they'll do before and after photos. Just to might text me
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And it always does make a amazing
Huge impact.
transition.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, paint, light fixtures, curtains, things that brighten things that.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
amazing. So, well, I'm so excited for you ladies to be on this
Thank you.
adventure.
Thanks
and to
for
be
having
helping.
us.
We are too. Yeah.
Really
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank
you.
you.